Hello, I am Ellie, and however you are feeling right now about your ex, whatever you are thinking, whatever words you are saying about your ex, any actions you are taking towards your ex are all creating for you. So the intention of this video is to bring awareness to what you are creating to give you choice, because we are so powerful when we are aware that we have choice and that we are always creating, always. And I get it. I understand when we have an ex, that comes with a lot of pain. There could be trauma, betrayal, disappointment, abandonment, all kinds of pain. All kinds of things have happened in our previous relationships, and yeah, it makes sense that we are feeling all types of things. And it's not so much the way that we're feeling, because we can feel, it's okay to feel however we feel, but it's what we do with that, and especially what we do with our thoughts, the thoughts that we let go unchecked, the thoughts that we let run, the thoughts that we allow to fuel our emotions in a certain direction, and our words and our actions. These are all really powerful ways in which we are creating, drawing things into our life. And so for right now, if you feel into yourself and you feel that you are harboring a lot of resentment, a lot of maybe you wish harm upon your ex, maybe you're thinking thoughts like that and you're just letting them run. Maybe you're speaking things like that to other people. You're trashing your ex to other people. All of these things are going to come back to you. All of those things are going to come back to you. So when we know this, when we can accept this as truth, and this is truth, whether we want to accept it or not, whatever we put out into the universe, whatever we speak out, whatever we put out is coming back to us. So is how you are interacting with your ex, is that what you want to create for yourself? Because it is what you're creating for yourself. And so it's really beautiful to come to a place where we can be in pain and we can be strong enough to acknowledge our pain, to sit with our pain, to allow it to flow through us without the mental story. This is how we release pain, and this is how we can move from what we're creating now to creating something better. Because as long as we're holding on to all of this deep pain and we're burying it, suppressing it, denying it, distracting ourselves from it, however we want to do with all of this pain, it still remains. And when that pain is there, unmet, unseen by you, unexpressed, unfelt, it runs the show. So we are powerful. We can interrupt this pattern. We can release this pain, and we can start being someone who is attracting in the love that we want, that is attracting in the treatment that we want from another person. And we're so powerful. We can remain in the cycles we're in again and again, just keep going around and round in circles, or we can change who we are being. And that's not easy. That is difficult. But we are always getting a reflection back of who we are being. So this is so empowering to know and then to embody. So my ex, I've had a lot of pain. I experienced a lot of hurtful things, a lot of unlove in that relationship. And it's really hard for me to go back and look at that in order to heal it. It's very uncomfortable. When I go back to my ex energetically, in the mind, in the heart, it is shrouded in darkness. I don't want to be there. I like the light. I like love. I like lightness and fun and peace. But I know that I have to go there. I have to be with that pain. I have to look at it. I have to extract all the medicine from that relationship, all the awareness that I can, so that I can move through to the light, so that I don't have to be held back by any pain, so that I know what I'm creating. I'm creating a life full of love. I choose love. And in order to feel all the good feelings, the bliss, the love, the peace, the joy, we have to be willing to face the pain. And so I've been doing that. Last night, Actually, I had an impromptu big healing release as a song just came on, and it just brought me right back to the pain. And I said, okay, let's go in, let's do this. And it was so beautiful. But once we do this, once we start to heal and release this pain, we can actually start to look at our ex through a different lens. And the most powerful lens that we can look at our ex through, the one that is going to create a life in which we are being met with love, with compassion, is compassion. So to look at our ex through the lens, through an open heart of compassion. One of the most important things I ever learned on my journey of life here is that everyone is doing the best they can with the level of consciousness that they have, with the awareness that they have, with the pain that they have. Everyone is doing their best. And I really love to look at people through that lens of compassion, and my ex is included in that. And how I'm looking at my ex is I'm really rooted in reality. So I'm really willing to see what the relationship was. I'm willing to look at the relationship finally over the last many months at the relationship for what it is. Because what I was doing was trying to make it something it wasn't. I desperately wanted it to be something it wasn't. And so what I'm doing, and it's very helpful to move from this place, is to be rooted in reality with an open heart of compassion and wishing my ex the best. In fact, for me, I want to feel the depths of love, and I absolutely want him to feel the depths of love. I hope he finds it. And so one of the most beautiful things that we can do, a shift that we can do in regards to our ex, is instead of holding on to anger and resentment and pain, we can love ourselves enough, be brave enough to face that pain, to sit with it, so we can release it, so we can let it go, so we don't have to carry it with us anymore. And then to open our hearts in compassion, trying to understand why our partner behaved the way that we did. It's beautiful to know that every single one of us, humans, if we were in the same exact environment as someone else, with the same amount of awareness, same amount of guidance, same amount of love or absence of love, we all have the potential to behave in the same exact way. And this is so freeing. These truths are so freeing because it allowed me to let go of resentment, to just tap into the energy of love energy for him, and just to wish him the best. And I find myself often, even though everything that happens, all of the cruelty, all of the unlove, all of the lack of compassion from him to me, I choose to be someone who is full of love and compassion and honor. So I am choosing that. We get to choose. And this is beautiful because I know and I am receiving what I am being back. We all will. And so I find myself often when he might come into my mind and some pain comes with it, and I choose to send him love. Sometimes I will imagine that his heart is being cracked open. And when our heart is cracked open from pain, that's when the light can come in. I've been receiving a lot of guidance that actually my ex is in a dark place. And I believe that to be true. I am not sure. We're on a no contact right now, and that is what I need for sure. But I've been getting these messages in that he's in a very dark place. And he was when I left him. And so what I do is, and this is beautiful to do. This is powerful. You become powerful when you are being someone who is loving, even in the face of unlove. That is strength. That is courage. That is someone who is being courageous, being love. You can expect to get that back. So that's not why I'm doing these things, by the way. I generally choose love. I love to love. And so what I do is I just close my eyes and I connect to him energetically. I can feel his pain and I just pray. I say a prayer. I ask the universe, crack his heart open so the light can come in. Let him feel the depth of love. This soul is worthy of love. And this is my prayer for him, my prayer for him. And so I just really want to hone in on that. It's so important, so powerful to be aware of consequence and action. There is always a consequence for every action, every thought, every feeling, every word we speak. We are creating, and you get to choose. You get to interrupt those thought patterns. When you start saying something nasty in your head about your ex, just interrupt it. Think of something good about them. Think about something good, because you know if you're with someone for long enough that it wasn't all bad. There was some good in there, and so that is powerful. Just find it, and then have that compassion. Have enough love for yourself that and enough strength within yourself, which takes devotion. I know it's not just something you can say and do, but when you have enough love for self, enough strength in self, that's when you can be someone who loves someone who didn't love you. That's when you can care for someone who didn't care for you. When you can consider someone who didn't consider you. This is power. Stand in your power. It's not easy. I get it. It takes work step by step by step. But just know that you are always creating, and you are a powerful co-creator. You get to decide. So what are you bringing in for yourself right now? What is the next partner you're calling in? Is it going to be a repeat of the same?
I'm always getting cut off in my hot car. So is it going to be a repeat, or are you going to create something new? Because you, my friends, are a powerful co-creator. So whoever you are being, whatever you are being, you will get back. And I hope that's love. I hope that's peace. I hope that's bliss. So much love to you.